Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. She is your real estate voice and will represent you. It's the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate, and it does it in real time with this market. Barb stays on top of all of the variables. Barb Schlinker, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. It's not just the name, it's her guarantee as well. Barb, a lot of people go off of these automated values like they see on Zillow to determine what the value or the price of their home is, what it's worth. How does a home seller really decide what price to set when they're selling their home?
Well, Richard, I would say a majority of the people that I talk to, when I ask them that question, if they have an opinion of their value, they always say, well, I don't know, but Zillow says X. Well, Zillow is using the algorithm, and they actually bought houses for a while using that algorithm. And as a result, they lost $1 billion overpaying for homes. So they have no idea. They're just averaging the home sales around you. Every home is different. Every home has different features and benefits and size and amenities and all that. But pricing your home appropriately, realistically, is the way you get the most money. It's counterintuitive to the way they used to do it when we had a buyer's market, which we don't have a buyer's market right now. It's still a seller's market, meaning there are fewer homes to compete with, and buyers have to make good offers, right? So what's different is back then you would price a home high for negotiating room, but that's the biggest mistake that you can make, because buyers will just turn their nose up at it. They won't even go look at it if it's priced too high. And you'll get no showings, you'll get no offers. You kind of know it's priced right if you're starting to get offers on your home. And the National Association of Realtors did some research, and they figured out that the home seller that prices their home too high and then slowly walks the price down actually nets less money. You're better off being priced out of the gate. And sometimes it's not just a square footage play, right? It could be a condition play. Like if you have a home that's severely dated, right, as compared to the other homes on the market, you can't use square footage for value. You have to price it in such an aggressive way that the buyers go, oh my God, I can get this much space and I can go in and update it on my terms and my schedule. But you have to price that in. If you don't, the buyers are going to pass it by. And we talked about the automated valuations and how those guys really don't know your improvements. But pricing it right is the way to get the most money. We just sold a house off of Highway 83 in the Hawk Ridge neighborhood, and we had comps kind of between $1.50 million and 1.2 million. But had we gone right to the top of the price point with that home, buyers would have looked at it and they picked it apart. Instead, they priced it just under 5%. Below market value at 1.15 million. We had over 25 people show up at the open house. We had multiple offers, and it ended up selling for $25,000 over asking price in just a few days. Most buyers kind of, if you price it way too low, there are going to be some buyers that will assume that you'll accept asking price, but you don't have to. It could be a play where you're just trying to get a bunch of offers and see who makes your best offer. And that's usually a really good strategy. So how do you know if you should price a home more aggressively? If there are issues with the home, if they need updating, if they have a lot that may seem less desirable than others. As an example, backs to a railroad track or backs to a busy street. Those are issues, right? Or if it really needs a lot of repairs, then you have to price it aggressively to get the most amount of money. And what's so interesting is when you do that, and if you do it right, you'll actually end up getting more money if you price it aggressively. And once you go on the market's going to tell you if you're priced right versus not. It's going to speak to you right away. You'll be able to tell right away based on the number of showings, based on the offers that you're getting, the feedback, the demand for showing. Just the other day, Richard, I had a request to show one of my listings on the 4th of July, which I wasn't too happy about that request. It was somebody that had another agent. Do you think that would be an inappropriate request, Richard?
I think it's inappropriate. I mean, I think there are certain days that you could expect people to work and maybe even to push the envelope a little bit and work on a day that maybe they wouldn't. But Independence Day is a pretty dang big deal, and I'm not sure why something couldn't wait a day.
Yeah, and for me, it's a sacred holiday because I'm
You're
a
former
veteran.
military, and I mean, people
Family
should
of veterans.
understand that to you. It is very different for
Yeah.
somebody who's a veteran like you are.
Yeah. So anyway, I declined that showing. However, I said, hey, have your agent contact me. I will ask the seller, but I don't know, and so I let the agent handle it. But the market's going to tell you if you're getting offers, your dart's gone right in the middle. You hit the nail on the head. Just wait for the right buyer if you don't have it yet. Another rule of thumb is 10 days with no showings. That's a market rejection, or 10 showings, 10 sets of buyers with no offers. You're probably 3 to 5% off at least on your market value. So how do you decide what that price is? Well, it depends on the market, the neighborhood, the condition of the home, and more importantly, your current competition. In that case, you got to put your buyer's hat on because buyers don't care about historic sales. Only agents do, especially the onboard terrorists that go in and tell buyers it's not worth that much. But what you care about as a buyer is, hey, I want to buy a house. This is my budget. What can I get in my price range, right? You want to be the best home in your price range. I had one home that was somewhat dated in certain areas, like one of the bathrooms was all pink from the 50s, but the kitchen was updated. And originally we were going to go in low because they weren't originally going to do the kitchen, but when he redid the kitchen, which looked fabulous, we went right to the top of the price point. We're getting showing and lowball offers. And finally I said, I don't think we've hit the right price. Let's just mark it down just a little bit. It was only 1% change meant we got it sold for full price. That's all it took.
Wow.
And then you want to make sure that you hire the agent that knows how to create demand. I sold a home in February that some other agent couldn't sell for a small amount higher. And we were able to put it on the market. We priced it right. We had 54 people at the open house and we sold it for full price in just 11 days. Also, pricing home for condition is another big thing. So not every home is updated. You don't have to expect, and your buyer doesn't have to expect that you're going to get Corinthian leather on every single home. You cannot expect to have full-on remodel of every single room, but the home has to be priced right if you're not going to update it, especially up against competition. So that's what we did on this home on Villa Verde, big, beautiful 2-story on acreage. The kitchen was quite dated with tile counters and white appliances. And if we'd have priced it like those similar $1 million homes around it that had the granite counters and the stainless steel appliances and the Corinthian leather look, okay, buyers would have picked it apart. But because they priced it right, we had a dog pile, 85 buyers at the open house, 6 offers, and it sold for $75,000 over asking price. That is almost like reverse psychology. And if you happen to have a home that has views or backs to open space, that makes it more desirable as well. But you want to also price it realistically versus optimistically. So that's what I did with this home right off of Baptist Road on Ridgefield. Nice, classic 2-story with the 3-car garage, had beautiful views, but not super fancy. They did put granite in the kitchen. We did meet about a year before we went on the market. I said, your carpet's old. I do recommend you do the carpet in the master bathroom. A lot of times the builders would do this to save money, is they put carpet in the master bathroom floor, which really grosses out a lot of buyers. And so
no doubt. I mean, that's just that. I now understand they do it to save money. Prior to that, I'm thinking that was the dumbest idea in the world.
Right. But it's not that expensive to fix it. So she went to this flooring store that we like and we recommend and asked for remnants of this luxury vinyl tile that was like 18 by maybe 8, really pretty. And she basically got a whole new master bath floor for just a few $100s, and it looked amazing. And we sold that home for $50,000 over asking price.
Wow.
My name is Barb Schlinker. I'm with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And I am the host of Your Real Estate Voice. And so what we're talking about is how to get the most money when you sell your home. And when we come back, we're going to talk about pricing it the right way to get top dollar. And if you are thinking of making a move and you'd like to know what to do and what not to do to get your house ready for sale, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Reach her at 719-301-3900. Barb, tell us a little bit more about how our listeners can find out how to prepare and price their home the right way. Plus, you've got hot new listings.
Well, Richard, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but it's true. 81% of area agents sell 3 or less homes a year. So they're not selling very many homes. That means they may not really know what's going on in the market. We sell homes all the time. We have ways to help home sellers get their house ready for sale. Over 27,332 buyers in our buyers in waiting, 64 high net worth cash buyers, plus our citywide buyer agent network. But number one is to make sure you have proper preparation, because 41% of buyers will reject homes that need work. So we know how to do it. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money. Number two is key proper pricing. That's absolutely critical. Like I just talked with my partner on the way to do the show this morning. He was telling me he priced his home right. 15 showings on day one. That is really a good outcome, and they're getting offers already. The promotion's critical. You want to make sure that the pictures are right. And you want to make sure that they're using professionals to take pictures. If we know that most buyers are eliminating homes based on the online presentation. So if you are thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900 or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
Lightning round, Barb. You have hot new listings up and down the Front Range. Tell us about them.
Here we go. Our hottest one we're holding open right now as we speak at 1220 Bonfoy Avenue. Beautiful home, 2,400 square feet, updated kitchen, has a kitchenette in the walkout basement. 2-car garage, priced at $395. It could be an Airbnb. Another adorable starter home on Swope Avenue at $299. A cute house on Fountain Court at $359. A gorgeous home, a gardener's dream on Alameda Circle at $499. Another cute rancher down in Fountain at $415. Another house with 2 homes on 332 Bonfoy. You could live rent-free there, and a spectacular remodeled custom ranch on almost an acre at 7470 Winding Oaks, plus a really cute home on Rock Creek Mesa on 2 acres. And then we have a spectacular $1 million+, actually $2.5 million stunning estate in Florissant on 35 acres. Amazing property. And coming very soon, I have a gorgeous home right on the river, right on the South Platte River, where you can fish for the best trout in the country in Pine, Colorado. A gorgeous Victorian coming up in D20 on 5.4 treat acres, and a gorgeous home down by Peterson Air Force Base and Fort Carson. So if you are thinking of making a move, go to my website, barbhasthebuyers.com, or call us at 719-301-3900. Richard?
You've been listening to Your Real Estate Voice. It airs every Saturday. And if you're thinking of making a move, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit our host, Barb Schlinker, at barbhasthebuyers.com. You can see replays of the show on her YouTube channel. Barb Has the Buyers will be a link over to listen to podcasts on all the popular platforms, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify as well. Thanks for listening, and give Barb a call at 719-301-3900. Barb, you have a great week. We'll be talking with you next week.
Thank you. Have a fabulous weekend.